What's up, guys? We're back with some more at the Bots Academy. It's been a while since my last video. I do apologize. I had a couple videos taken down, which was my fault, obviously. So I had those taken down and I disappeared for a little while till I figured out what I needed to do to come back and be able to record more of these videos. I found it out, and here we are. So moving forward, all we can do is retired machines and free content. It was the Nmap and Linux fundamentals, I think, that got me in trouble. So that said, we can only do retired machines, and we can only do tier 0 stuff. So as you see here, we got a tier 0 machine. This is SQL Injection fundamentals, which I think could be pretty fun. All right, everyone, we're back. We read through this. It's been a couple days. I've been getting over sickness and with work, and it's been a couple days since I've been able to work on this, but we're back and we read through this, and there's a lot of good information in here, talking about SQL and launching SQL and creating what you need in SQL itself in the database. It goes through what SQL is, structured query language, what you can do, retrieve, update, delete, create new tables and databases, all sorts of fun stuff. The command line, about logging in with the command line. This was kind of cool, logging into it and establishing that you want to log in as root, and doing -p, and it prompts you for a password instead of typing it in after the -p, because then it would be in your bash history file as in clear text, so you wouldn't want to put your password in there. There was a lot of other good information down here about here's how you log in through like a URL, log into the SQL through the URL, what port you want to specify, creating databases. I have some background with SQL just from other classes that I've taken, so some of this wasn't new, but still a good refresher. So I create database users, and then you have the users database. You also have all these other ones as well. You can show databases, which will show you all the databases that are there. And if you want to select one of these, you're going to use the use command, and then it changes to that database, and then you can see what's in that database. Tables, you can go in here and create tables, so like logins, and then you can create information that you want to go with it. Create table, logins, ID, int. So the ID is going to be an integer, the username is going to be a varchar or variable character, I believe. Password is going to be the same thing, and the date of join is going to be the date time. I'm assuming this is just going to import the date time, or maybe have you put it in a certain format, which is kind of cool. And then you can do the show tables command, and it'll show what tables you've created. I wasn't familiar with this describe one, so this was new. This looks like describe logins is just going to tell you what information it asked for and the type of information. So like up here, it'll return back to you ID and username, password, varchar, and date of join, which is cool. What is this? Within the create table, many properties, ID, int, not null, auto increment. I don't remember what any of this was. Let's see, not null. Another important keyword is the default keyword, which is used to specify the default value. For example, within date of joining column, we can set the default value to now, which in MySQL returns. Oh, that's cool. So date, time, default, now. So anytime you add somebody in there, it's going to show the current date and time, which is pretty cool. Finally, one of the most important properties is primary key, which we can use to uniquely identify which record in the table, referring to all data of a record within the table for relational database. As previously discussed in the previous section, we can make the ID column the primary key of this table. Primary key ID. The final create table query will be as follows. Primary key ID. So, okay. So what does the primary key do exactly? I don't know. Okay, but we already answered this question. But I want to go and do it again bored. I forgot I was recording and I got ambitious, and which is fine because I had some problems logging in anyway. I was trying to SSH directly into this, and you don't. You have to do the MySQL syntax. So I want to do this again anyway, so it'll be good practice. So the format in which we need to use to log into this machine is like this. So we need to do a MySQL-u root and then -h, I think. -h. MySQL-u. Okay. Oh, you better go back to full screen. So MySQL-u root -h -p and then -p for the port, I believe it was 44052. Nice. MariaDB. Okay, see, does it show tables? All right, so you just show databases. Okay, so in this question, it's asking use the show databases command, and then what is the name of the first database? So you just log in to the database, the MariaDB MySQL database, and then you do the show databases command, and it's the first one that it asks for. So employees is the answer. Our complete is next. Let's see, what is the department number for the development? Oh, okay, this is the same one. What is the development number for the development department? All right, we're back. We skimmed through this. A lot of this stuff I was already semi-familiar with. There's some stuff at the end though, which is new. The insert command allows you to add new records in a given table. So you can insert into said table a values column. The values column 1, column 2, column 3, add values in there. Insert into logins. You can add values. So if you have a logins section, you can add the values, 1, which would be like your ID, and then you have your username, and then your password, and then the date. Insert into table name, column 2, column 3, the values. So this one you could insert into whatever table. You could only take the second column and the third column, and you can add the values that you want to add in that table, in those columns. We can do the same with insert values and logins. Insert into logins, username and password section, the values, administrator, and admin pass. It says here too about not doing passwords in plain text. It's bad practice, okay? And don't do it. But it does it here just as an example. I can also insert multiple records at once. Insert into the logins, username and password, the values John123, and Tom123. Okay, yeah, I was just thinking to myself, I wonder if that would clash, but if it's inserting as two different rows, it won't matter. So that's cool. The select statement is to select what data you want returned from said table. So you should do select star from table name. The star, if you remember, is all. It's like a wildcard, so it's going to pull everything from whatever table you put in table name. As you can see down here, select column 1 and column 2 from the table name, so it'll only return those two columns from whatever table name. So select all from logins. It pulls all the information from that table. If you do it here, select username, password from logins, it's only going to pull the username and password. Like whereas from here, it pulls username, password, ID, and date of joining. Specifying username and password from the logins table will only return the information requested. The drop statement works kind of as a delete function. You can delete, drop table logins. It'll delete the table itself, and then when you try to show it, it won't be there. Alter You can use alter to change the name of any table in any of the fields, or to delete or add a new column to an existing table. Alter statement allows you to change the name of any table or any of its fields, or to delete or add new columns to an existing table. Below is an example of a new column to the logins. Let's see, alter table logins, add new column int. Cool beans. Rename alter table. So this alter table header is going to stay the same. So alter table logins, rename column, new column to newer. That's cool. That allows you to rename columns and modify alter table logins, modify newer column date. Alter table logins, modify. That's interesting. I don't quite know how that makes sense. Alter table logins. The logins table, modify newer column. So just make it like a date column, I guess. And then we can drop a column using drop. Update. Well, alter is used to change a table's properties. Update statement can be used to update specific records within a table. Okay, so update table name, set column value equals new value, where condition. Okay, we specify the table name. MySQL update logins, set password equals change password where ID is greater than 1. Oh, so that's cool. So when it's greater than 1, it's okay, it changes. So the admin's password, but then it's gonna make you change all of these. That's cool. All right, so what we got for a question? We got, what is the department number for the development department? All right, development department, MySQL performance. So do we gotta find that department? Oh yeah, there we go. Use. Oh, show all. What's the syntax for that? Oh, select all from. Select all from. So now, what is the department number for the development department? It is D005. Should be. Yes, nice. All right, what's up, everybody? We're back. It's been a couple days since I recorded last. My sickness is finally on the mend, although I still do have a lingering cough that comes and goes. But we've gone ahead and gone through this. This is a section of the MySQL about sorting results, which is pretty cool. You can select all from whatever table that you're in and sort by. You can sort order by password. You can query the results to have password come in descending, like descending order from furthest in the alphabet to lowest, and order them by logins, order by password descending, and ID ascending. So this one's interesting because you're going to order logins. No, you're gonna order logins. You're gonna order by password descending, and then ID ascending. Oh, maybe it's because maybe it's because they have it where it's change password. Limit results. Select all from logins. Limit 2, so it's only gonna return 2 results. Limit 1. Oh, is this okay? This is gonna limit. What is this gonna do? So wanted to limit the results with an offset. We could specify the offset. Oh, okay. So it's going to skip 1 and then give us 2 results. So if we did limit 2 and then 2, it would probably go to 3 and then return 3 and 4. Interesting. To filter search for specific data, select all from table name where condition blah, where ID is greater than 1. So it's going to return anything greater than 1, 2, 3. So 2, 3, and 4 it'll return. Select all from logins where username equals admin. So it'll only return the admin username or anyone that has admin. Light clause, select all from logins where username is light admin %. So it'll return admin, it'll return administrator, it'll return admin 1, admin 2, admin 3. It'll return anything that has admin. Is that % necessary though? Let's see. Yeah, the % symbol acts as a wildcard. Oh, okay. It matches all characters after admin. So it's kind of like the star in like Linux search commands and whatnot. It's a wildcard, so it'll return anything like after. Similarly, the underscore symbol is used to match exactly one character. Select all from logins where username like gotcha. The below query matches all usernames with exactly 3 characters in them, which is caused. Okay. So that one you can be like, I know it's a name with 5 characters. You could do 5 underscores and it'll return all 5 character length names. That's cool. All right, so we already got into our MySQL because I forgot how to do it last time, so I wanted to have that ready to go. So what is the last name of the employee whose first name starts with bar and who is hired on 900101? All right, so let's see if we can do this. So we're in show database. Show databases. There we go. So use employees. Is that how it goes? I can't remember. Yeah. All right. Current department employees, department employees, department employee latest date, department manager, employees, salaries, titles. Oh, good. So use. Oh wait, no, I don't do that. Show all from. Is that right? I can't remember. I have it right. Oh. No, it's select all. I always get it confused, like show and select. Select all from. That is a lot. All right, so now what we need to do, and it's whose first name starts with bar. Oh, we gotta do like, where username is like bar. There we go. All right, so here we go. We got 1990-0101. Barton is his first name and Mitchum is his last name. Nice. All right, so we read through all this. A lot of interesting stuff in here, and also one annoying concept. But we're gonna read through this quick to kind of just crash course. So we have the AND operator. First, what we're talking about in here is SQL operators. So we have AND first, which basically is going to run 2 things in the same SQL query. So for this example, it's gonna return true or false values. So select 1 equals 1 and test equals test. Both of these statements are true, therefore our output is 1 or true. 1 is generally true, as it says. I think it says it down here. Yeah, true usually returns value 1 to signify true, and 0 is considered false. So because AND is used and both of these statements are true, then the return value is true. So now here we have select equals 1 equals 1, or select 1 equals 1 and test equals ABC. Well, this value is true, but this one isn't. Therefore, this expression is false. Using the OR operator in a similar fashion with similar testing. If both of these are not true, so select 1 equals 1 or test equals ABC. If I'm understanding correctly with things like this, true outweighs a false value. So even if there is a false value, but even if there is a true value, it defaults to true. So select 1 equals 1 or test equals ABC, this value is still true because there is a true value in it. Select 1 equals 2 or test equals ABC returns false value because there is no true values in this statement. The not operator, select not equals 1, select not 1 equals 1 is basically it's trying to do the opposite of whatever follows it or just not select it. So like select not ID equals 1, it's just not going to select it. So not 1 equals 1. 1 equals 1 would normally be true, but in the not fashion, it's going to return false. And with this being a false statement here, it's going to return the opposite, which is true. Just the opposite or just not. Symbol operators and or are not. It's returning symbols for these values. So and or, not that we just went over, have symbols respectively of 2 ampersands, 2 pipes, or an exclamation point, which exclamation is not, is what that stands for. So this is just more examples of that down here. Select 1 equals 1 and test equals ABC. It'll return a false value. Why did that return a false value when it returned true up here? No, it didn't. It returned false up here. Right? Select 1 equals 1 and test. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's false because it has a false value. I thought it would default to true though. Hold on. 1 equals 1 and test equals ABC is false. Maybe it's because it's yeah, okay, that makes sense. 1 equals 1 or test equals ABC will be true because one of the values is true. And then select 1 does not equal 1 and it'll return false because it wants you to choose the opposite of what it is. Operators and queries. Select all from logins where username is not John. It's going to return all the username. I'm assuming John is number 3. So it was returning all the usernames that aren't John. Select all usernames where username is not John and ID is greater than 1. Yeah, he must be 3 because it's not returning 1 and it's not returning John. So it's only returning these 2. Multiple operator. Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. Orders of operations from algebra back in the day rears its ugly head again. And these actually are done or calculated in a SQL query in order. So down here, select all from logins where username does not equal Tom and ID is greater than 3 minus 2. I don't know why you just wouldn't put 1. These have to be broken down in order. So subtraction is above like the greater thans, which is also above like not. So you need to do the 3 minus 2 first. So down here it explains it. So you get does not equal Tom and ID is greater than 1. And then the greater than and the minus, no, we did the minus. The greater than and the does not equal comes next. So those are done in the same section. And then it just follows the rest of the thing. So it only returns the values of 1. So it's where username does not equal Tom and ID is greater than 3 minus 2, so that just becomes 1. Oh, it does right here. and then you just follow the rest of that out. But yeah, I don't know why you would even do like math problems to determine that. That's strange. But anyways, now we have to, in the titles table, what is the name of the records where the employee number is greater than 10,000 or the title does not contain engineer? How the hell are we gonna figure this out? Still doing 654. That's not the right answer. No, it's not the right answer. What? How? Excuse me. How was that the right answer? Or their title does not contain engineer. 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 Oh, I think that makes sense. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. All right, so we finally read through all this. There's a lot of good stuff in here. It's basically an introduction to SQL injections. A lot of it is confusing. Hopefully it's something that I can comprehend a little better with practice and repetition. This part I didn't really understand, but then it talks about injecting what is it? I read through this, and even afterwards doing like the little demos that it has, this page still doesn't make sense. But basically it's doing commands inside of a query within like other commands, like that will work. Kind of the message that I got from it. So like if we input admin, it becomes %admin. Show databases, we'll do %show databases. % being kind of like the wildcard, like we discussed earlier, where it returns everything that has like show databases in it. This later we do the one in quotes to kind of act as like a boolean. That'll make sense afterwards. The quote after the one in order to escape the bounds of the search input. Yeah, it's really kind of frustrating that a lot of this didn't make sense the way I wanted it to. Union based, direct output to be printed, error based. Error based is kind of cool. It's gonna still return what you want just within an error, is how I understood that. And intentionally cause an SQL error that returns the output of the query. That was kind of cool. Blind SQL injection, retrieve the output character by character. Boolean true false. Yeah, this is kind of where things made sense on this next page. Just because of the like having an example that you could practice with, and that's what we were doing. So this this goes into the detail of you using actual SQL commands inside of the username and password boxes. So like if you wanted to first off see if a login window was SQL injection capable, you would just add whatever characters from this that you can. So like a quote, or you can add whatever. I was doing quotes just because that's what I've seen before in like try hack me like videos, or not try hack me, hack the bots like demonstrations or like Vulnhub demonstrations where they've used quotes to see if they are single quotes to see if they're SQL injection vulnerable. So down here it says select star from logins where username single quote and password equals something. So what this does is it basically returns an SQL error inside of the login thing. So as you hear, it says you have an error in your SQL syntax, check the manual, blah blah blah. So it's SQL injection vulnerable. But now the example down here is that you can use a an OR query to basically, I don't want to say brute force, but basically log in, like forcefully log in, because it's like either admin or 1 equals 1. So this is basically a boolean here where true equals true. So it's gonna either search for admin or it's just gonna be a true statement altogether because 1 equals 1 is how I'm comprehending that. So you could even have like, you know, something else in here, but because 1 equals 1, this statement will always be true. And it kind of goes into detail a little later where it changes this to not admin. Final query should be select star where username equals admin or 1 equals 1 and password equals something. So this should work because this statement is true. Let's see. Yeah, this means fine if username is admin or 1 equals 1 returns true, which always returns true, and password is something. I thought I gave a picture. Yeah, log in successful as admin, because the whole variable ends up being true. So even if, you know, there isn't a password something, because this statement here is true, it just defaults to true. Off by password or operator. Okay, we were able to log in. See, now here it changes it to not something or 1 equals 1 and password equals something. But not admin is false. Yeah, the username is true, but the password is false. So that becomes false because it has an and operator in it. And then the whole thing just ends up defaulting to false. Successfully logged in once again. Community by ingesting the or condition in the password field. So it's going to be the same thing. It's gonna, we're going to put that same 1 equals 1 into the something, into the password. And then even though the username isn't not admin and the password isn't something, because these both have 1 equals 1 variables in the queries and they are true, it's going to let us log in. So let's see, this was just in the test I was doing earlier. So let's see, try to log in as the user Tom. What is the flag value shown after you successfully sign in? Okay, so it doesn't, it is not liking. What is it not liking? Let's do, in all the other examples, I had to do admin or 1 equals 1. It wants me to do the full thing.
2 hours later.
Okay, so executing queries. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. Username equals Tom, and password equals something. So I wanted something as the password instead of just true. Something. Okay. Well, whatever. So we got the flag for that. Beautiful. All right, mark as complete. Actually, what I think we're going to do is we're going to stop here. We're about halfway through and I want to edit this video and get it up before it turns into an hour-long video. So if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and we will see you in the next video with part 2. Peace.